Wow, the internet is absolutely buzzing right now, and for all the right reasons. Alison Hammond's heartfelt interview with Prince Harry has just been crowned by fans as a serious contender for TV Moment of the Year. And honestly, it's easy to see why. In a world full of stiff, scripted royal interviews, Alison's genuine warmth and infectious energy brought out a completely relaxed, candid, and joyful side of Harry that we rarely get to see. This wasn't just another interview. It was a beautiful, human moment that reminded everyone why Prince Harry continues to win hearts around the world. From the big bear hug to the genuine laughter and effortless conversation, Alison did what so many interviewers failed to do. She made Harry feel comfortable enough to truly be himself. Fans are flooding social media, calling it pure magic, and I couldn't agree more. If you haven't seen it yet, you're going to love this. Stick around because we're diving deep into why this interview is being celebrated as one of the best royal moments in recent years. And from the clip, let me play my favorite part, where they talked about Meghan, Archie, and Lilibet, and they even joked around a little.
You must, honestly, your kids and Meghan must be so proud of you.
Yeah.
Do they tell you every day?
They don't tell me every day that they're proud of me, but yeah, I'm proud of them, they're proud of me. I love my family.
Well, I've got to say, I know you love me because you keep imitating me. What was that all about at the Stephen Colbert show? What was that all about?
They found out that I am one of your secret admirers and that I follow your every move. So they said, who do you want to imitate? I said, obviously, Alison.
Oh, thanks,
so we did that.
you.
By the way, it was a huge hit.
It was?
It was a huge hit.
We need to do another one before you go.
We'll do another one.
And obviously, I live in Birmingham. Are you going to come round some ackee and saltfish?
Obvious, but all right.
I know my voice has changed and it's a lot more similar to yours. But would you be coming to my house today or a little bit later?
You're invited me to your house? What for?
A minimum ackee and saltfish.
Okay.
I've cooked it today.
All right. And some soccer as well. Some football, sorry.
Are you going to watch?
Football, not soccer.
You can watch it at my house.
Maybe.
Let's do it. No. There's no maybe. You're all welcome.
You're all
welcome.
All right, let me think about it.
Let's have a think about it. I'll go and get everything ready in the house. A little tidy up.
Okay.
Bleach the toilet.
Why does it need tidy up?
Maybe a little bit.
I'll bleach your toilet.
Would you?
Yeah,
bless you.
For you, anything.
Can I come to the Invictus Games next year as well?
Of course you have
I'll
to.
bring my son and everything.
I'll be disappointed if you won't come.
It's so lovely to see you.
Nice to see you as well. Thank you.
I'll see you later. I know you've got loads to do today.
No worries.
I'll let you go.
Cheers. Bye.
And that's how you interview Prince Harry, guys. Love your work live from the NEC.
Love her so.
What you just listened and watched is one of those moments that simply makes you smile. Sometimes the best interviews are not the ones filled with dramatic questions or long speeches. Sometimes they're the ones where everyone is simply enjoying themselves. And that's exactly what happened here. Prince Harry and Alison Hammond looked like two people having a genuinely good time, laughing together, teasing one another, and creating one of the most enjoyable interviews we've seen in quite a while. From the very first moment, the atmosphere felt warm, relaxed, and completely natural. There was no pressure, no awkwardness, and no need to force anything. The conversation flowed effortlessly, and you could tell both of them were simply enjoying the moment. And honestly, that's something worth appreciating. Life moves so quickly, and we spend so much time talking about serious issues that sometimes it's refreshing to sit back and watch two people share a laugh. Before you know it, they're talking about family, football, ackee and saltfish, inviting each other over for dinner, and somehow ending up with Prince Harry volunteering to bleach Alison's toilet. If someone had described that interview before it happened, you'd probably think they were making it up. Yet somehow it all worked perfectly because it felt completely spontaneous. The very first moment that stayed with me, though, wasn't actually one of the jokes. It was when Alison looked at Harry and said, "Your kids and Meghan must be so proud of you." That was such a lovely question. Harry's response was equally beautiful. He smiled and simply said, "I'm proud of them, they're proud of me, I love my family." Sometimes the simplest words are the most meaningful. There was nothing complicated about his answer. No long explanation, no carefully crafted speech. just a husband and father talking about the people he loves most. That moment felt incredibly genuine. You could hear the warmth in his voice, and I think that's one of the reasons so many people connected with it almost instantly. Family means everything to so many of us. Whether you're watching from Birmingham, California, Kenya, Australia, or anywhere else in the world, that feeling is universal. Hearing someone simply say, "I love my family," reminds us that underneath everything else, those relationships are often what matter most. It was a small moment, but it was also a beautiful one. Then, almost as if she knew exactly when to lighten the mood again, Alison did what Alison does best. She made Harry laugh. That is one of Alison Hammond's greatest gifts as an interviewer. She has this incredible ability to make people feel comfortable within minutes. Guests stop feeling like they're sitting down for an interview and instead feel like they're catching up with an old friend. That's a rare talent, and it's one of the reasons audiences love watching her. Harry clearly enjoyed every second of it. The conversation about the Stephen Colbert Show was absolutely brilliant. Alison jokingly accused Harry of copying her, and without missing a beat, he leaned straight into the joke, saying he was one of her secret admirers, and that copying her had been a huge success. You could see both of them trying not to laugh. That's what made it so entertaining. Neither of them was trying to be the funniest person in the room. They were simply bouncing off each other's energy, and that kind of chemistry can't be rehearsed. It's the sort of conversation that leaves you smiling without even realizing it. And then came what might just be my favorite part of the entire interview, the invitation to Alison's house. One minute they're talking about dinner, the next they're discussing ackee and saltfish, then football, then whether everyone else is invited, and suddenly Prince Harry is offering to bleach Alison's toilet. You honestly couldn't write comedy like that. Everyone around them burst into laughter because it was completely unexpected. Harry's quick response of, "For you, anything," summed up the entire interview. It showed his playful side, his willingness to laugh at himself, and his ability to simply enjoy being in the moment. Sometimes that's all people want to see, a genuine laugh, a real smile, a conversation that isn't trying to be anything other than exactly what it is. And that's precisely what made this interview so memorable. You know what else stood out to me throughout this conversation? Prince Harry looked completely at ease.
There was something incredibly refreshing about watching him simply enjoy himself. Every smile felt genuine, every laugh came naturally, every joke landed because neither he nor Alison were trying too hard. They were simply having fun. And sometimes that's exactly what makes an interview unforgettable. When people feel comfortable, you get to see their personality shine through. That's exactly what happened here. Harry has always been known for having a mischievous sense of humor, and this interview reminded everyone of that side of him. It wasn't the formal Prince Harry standing behind a podium delivering a speech. It wasn't the Prince Harry speaking during an official ceremony. It was simply Harry chatting, laughing, and enjoying a wonderful conversation. That makes a huge difference. You begin to understand why so many people enjoy meeting him in person. Throughout the years, countless people who have interacted with Prince Harry have often said something very similar. They describe him as approachable, friendly, and someone who has a way of making people feel comfortable almost immediately. Watching this interview, it's easy to understand why those comments come up so often. He listens, he responds naturally, he doesn't rush the conversation, and perhaps most importantly, he laughs with people. It felt less like watching an interview and more like watching two friends catching up after not seeing each other for a while. That's a special quality. Then there was Alison Hammond. Can we take a moment to appreciate just how brilliant she is? Alison has a style that is entirely her own. She doesn't try to imitate anyone else. She doesn't rely on complicated questions or dramatic moments. Instead, she brings warmth. She brings kindness. She brings laughter. And somehow, within just a few minutes, she manages to make almost every guest feel completely at home. That's a remarkable gift. There is a reason so many celebrities genuinely look excited when they know Alison is interviewing them. She has this wonderful ability to put people at ease. She laughs first. She encourages everyone else to laugh too. She creates an environment where people feel comfortable enough to simply be themselves. That's much harder than it looks. Interviewing isn't only about asking questions, it's about listening, it's about reacting, it's about creating a conversation instead of an interrogation. Alison has mastered that balance beautifully. Watching her and Harry together almost felt like watching two cousins joking around at a family gathering. Neither of them seemed worried about saying the perfect thing. They were simply enjoying each other's company. One of my favorite moments came right near the end. After all the jokes about dinner, football, and cleaning the house, Alison invited Harry to come over and then mentioned that she would also be attending the Invictus Games next year with her son. Harry's face immediately lit up. He smiled and said he'd be disappointed if she didn't come. I loved that response, because underneath all the humor, it gently brought the conversation back to what this visit was really about, the Invictus Games. It's impossible to talk about Prince Harry without talking about Invictus. You can genuinely hear how much it means to him. Whenever he speaks about the games, there's a different kind of energy in his voice. It's enthusiasm, it's pride, it's hope. And it's easy to understand why. The Invictus Games have become so much more than a sporting competition. They celebrate resilience, they celebrate courage, they celebrate determination. They celebrate people who have faced extraordinary challenges and refuse to let those challenges define their future. Every athlete has a story. Every competitor has overcome obstacles that many of us can barely imagine. When they walk into that arena, they aren't simply competing for medals. They're celebrating how far they've come. That's what makes Invictus so inspiring. It's about possibility. It's about recovery. It's about believing that even after life's hardest moments, there is still joy waiting on the other side. Perhaps that's another reason this interview felt so uplifting. The laughter reflected the spirit of the games themselves. Invictus has always been about celebrating life, celebrating friendship, celebrating community, celebrating people lifting one another up. Watching Harry laugh with Alison felt perfectly in keeping with that spirit. There was so much positivity packed into just a few minutes. You could tell Harry was genuinely excited about Birmingham. You could hear it every time the games came into the conversation. He wasn't simply inviting Alison, he was inviting everyone watching. Come along, bring your family, experience it for yourselves, support these incredible competitors. That's a wonderful message. And honestly, Birmingham is going to be such an exciting host city. The city has such incredible energy. It's diverse, it's welcoming, it's vibrant. People there know how to celebrate major events, and there's no doubt they'll give the Invictus community an unforgettable welcome. Just imagine that atmosphere when thousands of competitors, families, volunteers, and supporters come together. There will be stories of courage, stories of friendship, stories of recovery. There will be laughter. There will be tears of joy. There will be moments that inspire people all around the world. That's what Invictus does. It reminds us what human resilience looks like. One thing I also appreciated during this interview was how naturally Harry included everyone in the conversation. When Alison invited him over, Harry immediately joked about inviting everybody else, too. That little moment said a lot. It captured the welcoming atmosphere that surrounded the entire interview. Nobody felt left out. Everyone was part of the fun. Even the camera crew couldn't hide their laughter. Those are often the best interviews, the ones where people behind the cameras end up laughing just as much as the people in front of them. You can't plan moments like that. They simply happen. And when they do, they're memorable. Another lovely detail was seeing how comfortable Harry seemed with laughing at himself. That's something audiences always appreciate. Confidence isn't always about having the perfect answer. Sometimes confidence is simply enjoying the moment exactly as it unfolds. Harry wasn't trying to control every second of the conversation. He embraced the unexpected. That's why every joke felt effortless. That's why every smile looked genuine. And that's why the interview has been shared by so many people. Sometimes a few minutes of authentic laughter can brighten someone's entire day. We could all use a little more of that. Watching this conversation reminded me that joy is contagious. One smile leads to another, one laugh becomes many more. Before you know it, you're smiling right along with them without even noticing. That's the magic of moments like these. They don't need special effects, they don't need dramatic music, they don't need complicated storylines. They simply remind us how enjoyable genuine human connection can be. And I honestly hope we get to see more interviews like this in the future. More conversations where people are relaxed, more moments where laughter comes naturally, more opportunities for audiences to simply enjoy watching two wonderful personalities bounce off one another. Because if this interview proved anything, it's that authenticity never goes out of style. Kindness never goes out of style. Humor never goes out of style. And seeing people genuinely enjoy each other's company will always leave us smiling long after the interview has ended. Prince Harry and Alison Hammond gave us one of those feel-good moments that you can happily watch more than once. Each time you notice another smile, another laugh, another playful exchange, and somehow it leaves you feeling just a little happier than you were a few minutes before. In a world that can often feel incredibly busy, those moments are worth celebrating. They remind us to laugh more, to enjoy one another's company, to treasure our families, to support one another. And if you're ever invited over for ackee and saltfish, perhaps don't be too surprised if someone volunteers to help clean the house as well. Now that would certainly make for an unforgettable dinner invitation. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.